Ladies and gentlemen, coming up right now, we've got a panel discussion, Make in India, featuring ace director Anubhav Sinha, who enters into a conversation with representatives of film and tourism cells from Gujarat, Maharashtra, New Delhi and Bihar regarding the challenges of filming in India and the new incentive policies offered by the centre and states to facilitate filming.
So the first time I ever shot, I heard the name of Film Commission was in 2000 when I went to shoot my first film in Canada. And it was a fantastic experience. And at the time, our states and all, we used to know India is one country, you would go anywhere and shoot, but states have their different rules and there are things that we would never know about those states, but it wasn't a professionally managed thing back then. I'm talking about 24 years back. But it is so heartening to see that it is happening in India with film commissioners from various states sitting here. And thank you for setting it up. And I would like to start with, because filmmaking is a very nascent business in India, with professionally making films. I would like to, we are still learning a whole lot of things ourselves about us. What are the problems that a film commission faces dealing with the film industry? What would you expect more from us when we approach you that we want to shoot in your state and stuff like that? Can you, all of you please, one by one, can you please shed some light on that?
Thank you very much. My name is Manik Shah Bakshi and I represent Delhi. As you have said that a lot of things were said, how the things could have been streamlined. And as far as the question is concerned, that what we expect from the film industry, in fact, after studying the pains of a film production agency for shooting in parts of any state in India, I would say that the production agencies are not directly at times deal with the states. They have the line production agencies in between. And those line production agencies, I would say from the stage that by streamlining the process of locations permission, by streamlining or facilitating the production agencies to come and shoot in our state, to get the ease of doing film business, I should say. The first and foremost thing which Delhi has considered, that it is better to automate, but that automation should not be purely mechanical. It should have a human touch, wherein the production agencies or the line production houses can talk to someone for getting the things facilitated. So in terms of what the problems of the film production agencies are, what we had learned, that they basically need, number one, locations, the permissions from the location owner, facilitation with the state administration, police, traffic departments. These are the basic things which production houses need. They basically don't need money, I should say. But in fact, all of the states who are present here, we are offering incentives in terms of, that welcoming the production houses to come to our systems, use the official machinery, get the permissions while sitting at your production agencies in Mumbai or any part of, I should say, globe. Apply online, get the permissions. And the line production houses are basically were there, they are there, and I hope they will be there. They are, I consider at time that now they are our arms and our hands, because they are the persons who know how to facilitate you with the vanity vans or crew members or camera or pre or post production facilities. So after considering all those items, the guidelines, the policies have been made. operational guidelines in terms of if somebody applies for the incentive or the subsidy scheme, what are the do's and don'ts, what a production agency can get and what they will not get. So let there be no gray areas. The system has to be transparent, and we are more than happy to facilitate. In basic aim is ease of doing film business for all production houses. Thank you.
Thank you.
Myself Dhananjay, I am a joint managing director for the Film City Corporation Mumbai. So I represent Maharashtra. So first, we are the first state who has established this film city in Mumbai in 1977. So we are going to celebrate the Golden Jubilee in 27. And currently, we are offering almost 16 studios and 70 outdoor locations over there. But our expectation is that currently only the movie production parts happens over there. So how we can provide the one-stop solution? I mean to say the pre-production and the post-production activities happens outside and the Andheri West and at other places. So we are ready to provide the infrastructure which is required over there. That is the part one. Second is that most of the activities happen in Mumbai and MMR region. So now we are from 2019 onwards, we have facilitated the single window system for the locations outside the Mumbai. We are getting a good response. Annually, we are giving the permissions around 800 to 900 permissions for the different shootings. But still there is a vast scope because Maharashtra is a big state. And we say that other than the snowfall of Himalaya and the desert of Rajasthan, all kind of locations are in Maharashtra. And in that single window system, we are providing the locations which is owned by government free of cost. We are not charging anything for that. So I appeal to the film industry to take the benefit of that facilitation. And the third part is that we have some incentive schemes for the Marathi movies as a regional promotion. Currently, we give around 15 crore rupees assistance to around 50 to 60 films in a year. So now we have expanded the scheme even for the some Maharashtra's iconic leaders from history, sociology and sports. We have decided to spend up to 10 crore rupees financial assistance for the making of the movie. So I appeal that more and more film fraternities should come forward to take the benefit of that schemes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Rahul Kumar. Thank you, Anubhavji, for asking this question. Why I'm thanking you? Because for the last 3 months, after our policy came into existence, everywhere I go, the filmmakers ask what kind of incentive subsidies you are offering. You are the first person who is asking that what is our expectation from film industry, what we want from you. My simple answer will be, we want you to come to Bihar and shoot. Why? I was reading somewhere that last year, the film industry, Indian film industry, the total business was somewhere around 12,000 crore rupees. The share of Bihar was almost negligible. So you are taking a good share of content, story from Bihar. Many actors from Bihar are doing good in the film industry. But because of some perception issue, some stereotyping, people are not coming to Bihar to shoot. Even stories based on Bihar, they are shot in some other location, some other state. So our expectation from Bihar would be from you, please come to Bihar. And in later part, I may tell about the subsidies and all the offers which we are making.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bakul and I represent Gujarat Tourism. Well, firstly, I would like to say that we have a single window system wherein you can apply online, and you can, the team will get back to you once you submit all the documents. And the best part about this is once you apply online, you will have a dedicated team, a person who you can contact in terms of permission, in terms of transportation, hotel, and everything. So by Gujarat, Gujarat is a very friendly state, and I would just like to add a very short thing, as the tagline says, "Kuch din to guzaro Gujarat mein." So once you come to Gujarat, you'll get to know how Gujarat is, and most of us know how Gujarat is through television, and of course, I don't know, I should mention it, but our Prime Minister is from Gujarat, so we all know how Gujarat is. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. So 2-3 very interesting things that I hear. One is a question that came out of what you were saying, is that you're right. If I have to go shoot in Delhi, I wouldn't call your office. I would call my line producer, my favorite line producer, and he'll get me the deals with the hotels. Now even I know the hotels, so I talk to the hotels directly. Locations wise, a lot of locations have a fixed rate. They charge so much for this and so much for that. And we go to them, and some places it boils down to negotiation. And then there are some tricky locations which are permission locations. So you want to shoot on Rajpath. Now you require 7, 8, 9 different permissions, rightfully so. You want to shoot at a heritage site, then permissions become difficult. Or you want to shoot in a very busy street, that becomes difficult. And that is when the real interface with the local government comes into play. Even for that, the line producers in most places where Bollywood shoots frequently, the line producers have their networks. So they still don't need you. So they go ahead and do it on their own. And then what does, and then the sole purpose of a films commission becomes a subsidy. Then it becomes an accounting and audit office. That my scheme is that I'll give you 100 rupees. If you spend 1,000 rupees, then okay, I'll come and tell you that, see, I spent 1,000 rupees, give me 100 rupees. That is a very transactional relationship the industry has with all the films commissions. I think this has two-way problems. One is that I shouldn't look at you like that. And two, you have to give me reasons to not look at you like that. So, because you are a government body, because you have access to various other ministries and departments, if no one else can get those hotel rates that you can, I will have to come to you. And I think you should have that privilege. And yours is a very peculiar, different discussion that I'm going to come to. But Bollywood belongs to him, so I don't need to tell him anything. He knows more than I do. But Gujarat and Delhi, Gujarat we shoot a lot, Delhi we shoot even more. So there I think it should be, the relationship with you should be so lucrative in terms of convenience that subsidy should be the next thing on my mind. And not, like, I'll give you a very interesting example. So there's a studio in Hyderabad, Ramoji Rao studio. It has hotels inside and it has got all kinds of locations inside. So there's a hotel for actors and directors and whatnot, high-end hotels, there's a lesser hotel. So you fly from here to Hyderabad, you drive to Ramoji Rao Film City, you are inside. Now, no location or lines producer can give that to me. Nobody can. I have to call Ramoji Rao Studios because my relationship, suppose Ramoji Rao had started a subsidy also. Even then, convenience is my top priority. That if I don't call Ramoji Rao Studio, I have a problem. It's it's advisable for me to call. So I think that is an interface that you and I need to create amongst ourselves, that how can you have the best location rates? How can you have the quickest location permission? How can you have more allowance from the traffic police than anyone else? There are various, so I'll give an example. I was shooting in Delhi, and suddenly I realized that I needed more permission on the road. I was shooting on the road, car scenes. Suddenly I required more permissions than I needed, and I was shooting already. I realized that maybe the road needs to be blocked. And one has lived long enough in this world to know some people, and then some calls were made, and that happened. I should have called you. That night I should have called your office, that they will make it happen. I think that is something that I would expect. I think subsidy is something which is nice, it's very great, but a film commission should not be accessed only for that. That is what, as a film industry, I would expect from you. And that is something that you need to look into. Talking to you, sir, you have a peculiar problem. Bihar has many peculiar problems. Sir, please.
Talking about Delhi, except because sir has asked a very specific question. So basically what I feel that till date, what has happened, that the entire film industry used to depend on a particular segment of people, line producers. Government was there, but we have launched our policy in 2022. And since 2022, we had arranged 116 permissions, 23 films and projects have been made, delivered. But I am also of the same opinion, because we need to be more accessible, number one. But for Delhi specifically, I should say that Delhi is a UT. It is a half state. The entire political system runs from there. It has a population of around maybe 2 crore plus. So, in terms of, first of all, knowing that which location belongs to whom, I think we are the best persons to tell about it. Because some of the location belong to the state, the municipality. Some of the locations belongs to the central government. And you rightly said the Rajpath, which is now called Kartavya Path, it belongs to Ministry of Home Affairs and Ministry of Defense. The entire government setup, the North Block, South Block, the road in between, the India Gate. So we know that which is the authority who can give you a permission. You need to also be specific that which are the coordinates you want to use from this point to this point. That is a particular stretch which has got more than maybe 3 authorities granting permissions, because they have that type of permission system, because they know the intricacies of that places. But in terms of the line production agencies, I should say that the line production agencies should also be transparent with you. They should be transparent with the production houses, that they should not keep a veil, I should say, जिसको बोलते हैं कि एक पर्दा सा रखा हुआ है आपके प्रोडक्शन हाउसेज और गवर्नमेंट के बीच में कि नहीं साहब ऐसे सिर्फ हम ही करके दिखा सकते हैं और कोई नहीं करके दिखा सकता. So ultimately the point of launching an online system was that at least once you apply, you are sure that this is the person who will grant me the permission, this is the amount which would be charged, and this is the duration. Let's say we have fixed a date of 15 days, otherwise it is deemed permission. Once any production house applies, the application goes to the location owner, the police, the traffic police, and the administration. Now, taking another side of the coin, that a city which is also capital of the country, with a population of around 2 crore people, cannot stop functioning or living because a particular film shoot has to be shot. I cannot stop, let's say, operation of T3 airport or Kartavya Path, or my humble submission is that now what ASI has started doing, because it is always said that getting permissions from ASI, Archaeological Survey Fund, is the most difficult task. But how they have reached to a situation where the permissions are difficult, because the locations which were taken on, I should say, rent or with the fees, they were at times damaged, or the sanctity of a place. I don't want to name the let's say movie, that a permission is taken, but after taking the permission, the actual outcome which is depicted in the film portrays that particular location in a different angle. So now they have started asking that what are the dialogues which you are going to use at my locations? What is the canvas of your film? So sir, it is a mix and match of both. We are learning from you. You have to also understand us. And I am sure that that process has started. The things have started ironing out. And we are only, I should say, we are only maybe 2 years old in this business, but we are learning, and we'll see to it that most of the facilitations are happening through the government portals, and you should only be charged about legitimately, which is you are supposed to. We are also working with many departments to reduce their rates. For example, the Municipal Corporation of Delhi, they were used to charge 75,000 rupees per day. Now we had convinced them that they are charging only 15,000 rupees. They have reduced by 5 times. But there are locations, for example, the T3 airport operator Dial, they charge exorbitant amounts. But they say that these are our expenses, this is that. But minimizing the rates, ultimately the aim is very clear, ease of doing film business. We are learning, sir, and we'll keep on improving and further facilitating. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Sorry, my monitor says the time is up, but still, I will come to you. I don't think many film commissions give you, they have a line producing facility. So I don't think there's a competition, there should be or can be a competition clause between, at best film commissions recommend 3 line producers to you anywhere in the world, and you meet them and then you figure out who you want to work with. And then obviously the rest of the work is done by them. But I think we need to find some formula through which I need you for more than, so I'm not going to talk about subsidies at all, because it's being publicized, it's in the newspapers, people know. And your problem is actually twofold, that nobody's coming to a state which is being depicted in more movies than enough. So then again, like I gave you the example of Ramoji Rao Film City. The film industry people are, as far as I have understood, and I've been here like 33 years, just felt very old. The first thing we want to get rid of is hassles. That's the first thing on my mind. Even when we are casting an actor, a great actor, but he has some tantrums, people have double thoughts about the actors. So imagine running the whole unit, flying them down to another city, then hotels, then next morning you have to start shooting. I think there has to be, so that is what will entice us more than the subsidy. So I think if this, all the states, not only yours, if that comes through to us, that information, that invitation, I don't know how, I don't know that side of the business. So instead of talking about, you wanted to speak about the subsidy, I would say, let's talk about this.
Yeah. I would just like to add one line about subsidy, because a poor state like we are giving the highest subsidy in the country. Why we are doing so? Because since you are not coming to us, we have to do something financially more lucrative to attract you, because for a big budget movie, okay, 2 crore, 4 crore rupees may not be that significant. But there are many small budget films, and especially regional cinema. Bhojpuri, in Bhojpuri language, there was a time when annually 150 to 200 films were made just a few years back. So we are targeting that also. But on your question, filmmakers are supposed to be most open-minded people. But when we talk about Bihar, we just jump on the conclusion without even going to Bihar. The problem is with the preconceived notion. So facilitation part, we are very much happy to facilitating all those permissions, location hunting, recce, everything. So we have our own district officials in every district art and culture officer, who will accompany to any producer or line producer or EP to any of the district, any of the location before you even start thinking of shooting in that place. So we are planning to that extent. Second thing, there are many untouched locations because you are filming Bihar outside Bihar. So the real Bihar is actually waiting, and the infrastructure has improved a lot. And I will, after this panel is over, I will give to you some publication which I am carrying with all the co-panelists, so that you, and through word of mouth, because I know the film industry is a very closed entity, and word of mouth spreads like anything. So I am very hopeful. My team here, they are very hopeful, and we are focusing on ease of doing business. We are also we have adopted single window clearance system, as many of my colleagues have already mentioned. But I know if your story demands, if the content demands. I was reading somewhere that when Gandhi was being shot, so the whole crew came to Patna and nearby districts for 10 days. When Kingsley was living in Hotel Patliputra, it was not a very big 5-star hotel. It was just an ordinary hotel. But for 10 days they came to Bihar. It was not very difficult for them to make Bihar anywhere else in the world. So I would just appeal to you and everyone present here, just please come to Bihar, have your opinion after landing there, and not sitting in Mumbai. Thank you.
Bihar is a wonderful place, great food. I love it because I live right at the border of Bihar, Banaras. So thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. And thank you for inviting me. Thank you for coming.
I have a small question. What makes you finalize a location? Is it a script or?
So largely a script. So, but unless it's very specifically Gujarat, like a part of Gujarat that I cannot recreate. Otherwise, like how Bihar was for the longest time shot in Panchgani, and why there's a village called Why. So a lot of Bihar-based films, Prakash ji probably started it, and we shot a lot of films in Why because it looked like Bihar. Delhi looks like Delhi. You can't replicate Delhi. Though I did replicate some in Lucknow. Sorry.
Why not? Raksha Bandhan was done in Indore.
In Indore.
Yeah.
So mostly, so what I'm trying to tell you is that it's fluid. So maybe I'm shooting like Thappar, for example. Thappar is based in Delhi. I shot the whole film in Lucknow, but I came for all the road shots to Delhi for 3 days, 3 nights or something. But the second priority is which is more hassle-free, which is more convenient. If Delhi was cheaper than, and also I had, let's say, a machine running in Lucknow, the entire system, infrastructure is in place with the line producer again. So we went to Lucknow. But had that been more attractive to me in Delhi at the time, I would have gone to Delhi. Why would I not? Then from every window, I would like to see Delhi. But in Thappar, I hate it. So the hassle and the convenience and the quickness. One thing, sir, the problem with us is that the creative people, these directors, I tell you, such obnoxious people, they decide things last minute. I want to do this. Now, that is where we need help. That's where the producer needs help. That's where the line producer needs help. Because the actor is sitting there, the actress is sitting there, and he had decided that he will shoot here. We have permissions for this. And that night, right after the dinner break, he comes back and he says, no, like this. Now everybody's running helter-skelter. And then every trick in the trade comes into play, you know what I mean. And then they make it happen. So there is a certain degree of agility of the process that is required for films. It's a very bizarre business. It's a very bizarre business. I love it being there, but it's very different from any other business that I know. So convenience is agility are the three factors that the filmmakers are most interested. Then much later they start looking at the subsidy because we don't like paperwork. So subsidy requires paperwork and a lot of it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for this wonderful panel.